Hello, everyone, and our audience, and the few people who watch this. I like that. This is Cosmic Dialogue number 50 with Scott and Rita. You can find us cosmicfixer.com. So, all right, Rita, what are we
Hi.
doing? Hello.
Um, yeah, we're just going to do a cosmic dialogue sometime in the future. Take our brains, our spirits, our souls into the future and see what we see there.
All right, good. Let's do, well, we can just talk, and then if we want to supercharge, we can supercharge that. So, that'll be
Okay.
good. So,
All right.
do you want to start?
Okay. Yeah. Um, all right. Well, things are moving very quickly, and they have been for about a year now. And they just seem to be speeding up more and more. And except that you and I, at least, are feeling, like it's not going too quickly, like we can keep up. But things are so different than they were a year ago. And that is, it's like we don't really have to figure out why that is. We just have to get on board and get out of the way and stop resisting where things can go at any given moment. And we're realizing that it takes so much energy to resist what could easily just happen, that we don't have to make things happen. We don't have to have a big effort and make a plan, take all the actions, check off stuff from our list. Things just will happen if we get out of the way and let the forces of nature that we usually refuse to rely on. It's not even just denying that they're there. We refuse to let nature be natural because we want to take charge and do it all ourselves. So that's what I felt about a year ago. That was the so-called practice that I undertook to just get out of the way and go along with what unfolds. How has that been for you?
Yeah, I have well, I've seen things kind of reflect in the world too with that because, as you know, like a year ago, there was so much craziness of just refashioning stories in the world, and it almost felt like echoes of propaganda, echoes of, the whole. We were going through a Supreme Court justice and some nominations and some things like that, even in the world. And then I remember there was a point right before kind of like November where there were droves of people who started saying, we are going to, like, instead of protesting or instead of like fighting this establishment, they said, we're going underground, we're checking out, we're ignoring you. People started like investing more in cryptocurrency. They started, going back and growing their own food. There was this little spark of a movement that I remember happening just in that space. Even though it was November, like some people on the coast were like, we're done. We're very much done. And so we've seen like in those situations, kind of like those pockets of people, even in our country, have really started to wake up, and they're starting to build communities again. They are starting to meditate together again. It even hit the news lately of this place in California where a very liberal city that was like known for its like activism was like, Berkeley College was like full of like people meditating on the lawn. It was just incredible. So it made the news. So this whole movement of we're going to get out of the way, let things implode, and just see what happens, because our forcing things is not working. and it's polarizing everyone, and it's just creating all this anger and no positivity in the world.
Yeah, and that attempting to prevent the implosion was just a constant waste of energy, because the implosion, we started to realize, was just a continuous threat for decades. We have to do whatever the thing is we have to do today or this month or this year, or because it's all going to crash if we don't. And we realized that the brainwashing effect of just that, and just like you said, getting out of the way, letting it, you have to be willing to just let it all fall apart. And what we found is that just stepping out of the way, not being in the fight, made the fight go away. And there was a lot less of a crash, a lot less of an implosion, simply because fewer people were invested and involved in keeping it from happening.
Yeah, I think too, that's been a really good lesson. I think that I watch you and the world do these things too. It's, you're kind of like stepping back, and then it's interesting how like I'm kind of finding like I can even like, just as much as I'll like take a selfie of me like doing a workout, I will take some time just to show people that I meditate, and not even like saying anything, and then it kind of catches on, and that catches on for other people. So it's like, if I can meditate, then 10 other people in the world can meditate. So it's the effect of a news report showing a whole campus in their quad grounds meditating, just to me was like so profound, because it showed the possibility that if 4,000 people can sit and meditate, think of the mathematics of that, of the people who could watch that, the people who could be inspired by that, and the people who maybe even tried that on their own. I think it could probably times 10, if I could get 10 people to meditate just by showing myself meditate on social media. Imagine. That gave me a lot of possibility, and really kind of made me feel like, yeah, this getting out of the way is incredibly important, and it's we can be friendlier to each other. So it's we can share our food, share our abundance, share walks. That's really for me, that was really fun to see. And I don't know how long it will last, but this is really nice. And yeah, there is still a lot of craziness and implosion going on in the world, but what an easier way to think about it. We can get out of the way, let that happen, and we're building this already. We're just like ships that just sail on the top of the surface instead of getting pulled down.
Right. And I've watched things happen for you, and just out of total allowing, the circles have taken on this monumental scale of being outdoors, and the beacon in various locations around the country, which is something I never would have thought of in my own mind. I just got out of the way to let the circles do what they wanted to do, and they grew, and they became lit up, and so that in the darkness there's this giant colorful soul of a place showing itself, and the electricity of it, and the color and the feeling of it, the experience of going there and being right up against it, it starts vibrating out at people, and it makes it changes the environment of everything within the vicinity. And that's just, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I just happen to be the conduit to start the circle rolling in that direction.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's just well, you probably saw that map I created with all these little areas where I've been kind of tracking where this getting out of the way has happened. You see my little world map, and I put a little circle icon in little places too, just to sort of mark that when I post on social media of fun little places. So even like symbolically, I'm like throwing that up there, and putting little circle pasty things on sticks and straws and things every once in a while. So it's they've kind of like taken on a life, and the little ambassadorship that I do has turned into a little bit more of a pop-up activist kind of thing where they kind of show up crazy places. So bumper stickers, and it's just play. I think your circles too have like decided it's time to play in the world. So that's when people get out of the way, it's like playtime for them.
Yeah.
And
playing is very productive.
Incredibly productive, and it's they're conversation starters, if anything. They can be on a laptop, the back of a laptop, they can be on a drink mug, or they can be on a shirt, and or on a social media map. And it's just they're little conversation starters, and they're like, I wonder what that is. And then, like you said, it kind of just changes the vibration of an area without even having to explain something. It's that I'll take my circle mug with me places and just have it filled with coffee, and I'll have it next to me. And I just feel like I'm just affecting the space. I'm not even like going to explain this, but I just feel like let's just let this resonance happen. And I don't even have to like have a validation necessarily, but usually they come to me, or someone sits down next to me and says, I really like that mug. Where did you get it? So it's, and just conversations start happening. And so I really like that.
Yeah.
Or, you sit and you go into a meditation group, and I'll wear a circle shirt in the meditation group just intentionally, just to see what happens. So.
Right. Yeah, there's all kinds of magic available. And meditation was starting to catch on, but it's like so much more even than meditation. That's just like the doorway. And there's just worlds of possibility that we don't allow in, or we've been taught to not allow in. But you and I like to do things that we're not taught to do.
Yeah, we still do things quite differently, and that's the thing that I've had to learn too, is to work in these other realms. Working in these other realms is a great way to get out of the way of the chatter of the waking world. And if I can work in the other realms, it's so much easier to affect that, and it's more longevity. Oh my gosh, I can just take my circle into a dream space or to a meditation or to whatever, and I feel like I'm just sort of affecting this space, and I don't even have to speak. I don't have to exert energy. I don't have to have an opinion, be offended, or be energized. It's just a trust in another interdimensional space that this is, it affects the space, and it affects things on a subconscious level and or interdimensional level. I don't necessarily like the word subconscious because that's still part of our scientific thinking brain, and it's just, I kind of feel like now it's about affecting the energy around.
And what if there's just no hurry? What if your to-do list and your goal setting and your 3 months and 6 months and 1 year goal, what if you just let it happen? Wow. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because once you let those things happen, you discover things along the way and you're like, I never would have planned that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I just sort of let this happen and I never would have planned this. I mean,
Right.
my living space too. Like, I could make a plan that never works out. You know that. If I
Yeah.
make a plan, it doesn't work out. If I don't make a plan, I just discover it, um, and life is great. So, um, yeah, there's no hurry. There's no let's let it's time people start letting like this other hand start taking a little more of their life so they can discover new possibilities rather than this such achievement culture, this you know, offended culture, this retribution justice thing. And it's just how much energy have we expended with all of that? And yeah, just getting out of the way has been, at least for us and the things that we notice, has been really great.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's changed the consumption um, culture to a certain degree. It's like if there's no hurry. So my Amazon thing that I ordered took 7 days instead of 3, and and 4 workers got to actually take a bathroom break instead of wearing diapers in their warehouse in their fulfillment location, and it, because there's no hurry,
Yeah,
all gonna be okay.
I have 10 friends on social media now who are just like I am, going to farmers markets at least once a week, replacing buying their vegetables and their goods, and they're going to farmers markets. So there's 10 new people that I know of, and maybe they're affecting other people too. 10 new people going to farmers markets to buy
Yeah,
their veggies and their food.
right.
So, um, we don't look at those things as a success all the time, but I kind of feel like, okay. And all I did was just share it. All I did was just saying, oh, here I am doing the love economy once a week. And then everybody else is like, oh, I'm going to do that too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, it's 7 days instead of 3, and somebody gets to take a day off. You know,
Mm.
spend time with their family, spend time with their loved ones, meditate.
Right.
Um, and some for some folks, it's the difference between having too much stress in their life and then having a doorway to start a cycle that changes things.
Yeah, my son just mentioned to me the term called social dilemma, where people continually do the same thing over and over again. Whereas if a few people just agreed to do something different, it would change an entire social structure. Just one little thing. That's all it takes. Just one little different choice. And it changes, it just has ripple effects all the way down the line.
Yeah, we've kind of like figured that out, so that's kind of fun. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, we get to play. So uh, see, when I go to farmers markets, I think of that. I'm like, okay, how can I like spend $6 or $7? Let's just use $7, and then if I like do that, what's that ripple from that extra dollar that I spend? So
Mm.
I kind of like go down the road and like that's another dollar that I didn't spend on gas to get to a store, or another dollar that I didn't do that. So it's just, yeah, the social dilemma. And then like a dollar can buy a thing of canning jars, for like a 6-pack of canning jars, that for the person who makes my pickles, and then I can give them back to her and she saves $1. So it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, um, yeah, we don't think about these things until we think about them. But just by getting out of the way, we create this different economy, and it's this different way of being. This. the people that I meditate next to and just sort of extend out my energy to, it's like there's a little love force between us. So
Yeah.
could have never happened.
Right.
And I think that's very powerful and very, yeah, it's a new level of being human.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it's an old level that we're just still trying
Mm-hmm.
to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Yeah. Give it a try.
yeah, step out. Um, totally. So, anything else going on? The
I
world?
think that's good for now.
Good. Good. Yeah. Next time we'll talk about, yeah, yeah, the whole establishment thing is so heavy. Maybe we won't talk about it and it will
Yeah.
just implode. So,
Right.
collapse. So, it is very heavy. So, I
Yeah.
just find myself now avoiding the heavy unless it's really necessary.
Mm.
So, yeah, what a good change.
So
So,
does Junebug.
so does Junebug. She doesn't even work up a sweat anymore. She takes a nap. So, yeah, we all need to learn from that.
All right.
Good.
Okay. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Rita.